But with that, don't you think that we split everything evenly?
Yeah, but our version of normal isn't normal.
Whoa, it's a life of love show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 18 of Life of Love. I'm Adam,
I'm Steph.
and we are still in love
Yeah, we are.
because we communicate on what chores we need to do.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes.
So today we're going to be talking about gender roles, chores,
Yep.
stuff around the house, and why research is showing that if you're not communicating about these things and spreading them evenly, can cause rifts in your relationship.
Yep, definitely.
So I came across we were just walking the dog and thought this is a great idea. I came across this post someone said, and it said, even when women are the primary breadwinners, they do more housework than men. And wives that out-earn their husbands still do twice the cooking and cleaning. Men who earn 20 to 80, so men do about 20% versus 80% for women of household chores. And then I just talked about how roles should be divided by equity, not necessarily by gender. So doing fair things together. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. Quick little life updates with us. We just celebrated our 24th anniversary of our first date.
Yeah, or 24 years of just being together, I guess.
So nice. So were we 16?
We started dating when we were
16.
16. Yes.
16, almost 6 months away from you being 17.
Yep.
So anyways, back then, if anyone doesn't know our story, you can go back and watch it. But we worked at McDonald's together, fell in love, and here we are 24 years later. So we went to Dell's. Now it's called Dell's Italian Kitchen. It used to be called Del Dante's.
Yeah, I still call it Del Dante's.
Yeah, we went there for dinner for our anniversary a week or so ago.
Yeah, last week.
And it was funny. We were telling the waitress, I was like, on 23 years ago, on our first anniversary of dating, we went to Del Dante's.
Yeah.
And it's funny, back then we ordered like chicken. It's it's amazing how over the years your palate changes. You just get more adventurous with food and stuff. So we had crispy gnocchi.
Yes, we had crispy gnocchi. That was really good. I liked it better the day after. Really good the day after. We had the spinach artichoke dip with some pita bread. That was really good. And then a pizza, right?
Yeah, it was, I don't know. It was like basically Hawaiian pizza with hot and honey sauce on it.
Yeah.
So that was like when we were in Banff, whatever it was, a year and a half ago. Yeah. We ate pizza there too. So they had like that. So they actually had like hot sauce and then honey that you could pour on your plate. Mm-hmm. And they were telling us, dip your thing in there. So that kind of became a popular thing now. Mm-hmm. And then also, Dell's is they got flour. It's a flour pot bread.
Yes.
So that's the best part there.
With it was apple cinnamon spread.
Yeah, and then a garlic butter.
Herb and garlic or something like that.
And it's like whipped. It's like whipped butter. So definitely, if you guys are in town, check out all the charcoal group restaurants are really good. Wildcraft and Charcoal. We've only gone there like once or twice. I think once for breakfast we went to Charcoal, and then once for
we did breakfast, or was it brunch?
Yeah, it was brunch, and then
on our 1-year wedding anniversary. That's where we went.
Yeah. And anyway, so great local place. Lots of great stuff here in the Kitchener-Waterloo area.
Yeah.
And now, how did we survive so long? Chores. That's what we're going to talk about today. Chores. So one of the big things to talk about is the old gender norms that used to happen. So we think back to our parents. It was pretty much like that. I think your parents are very similar to my parents.
Yeah.
Your mom did a lot more of the cooking,
cleaning,
and so that's what it was. So my parents were kind of, your parents too, right? So they were working opposite shifts constantly. Mm-hmm. So my dad always worked afternoons. My mom worked mornings. She was done at like 2. My dad would start at 3. They'd swap the kids in the parking lot of my mom's work, and away they go. So obviously when it comes to dinner, my mom was there. We didn't cook a lot during the week per se, but we always had different like quick type of meals and stuff to eat. But almost weekly, and your parents are like this too, right? Big meal on Sunday.
Yep.
My mom used to do that a lot of weeks as well, because my dad would go into work for the afternoon, so she'd do like a late lunch or whatever. So I remember like some great roast beefs, my mom's roast beef and mashed potatoes, and she made these chicken wings that used it was like my grandparents' recipe, but it used bacon fat for it. Like you're talking like the stickiest, like sweetest chicken wings. I remember a bunch of those days, which is good, right? You got those good memories for that. But yeah, my mom did a lot of cleaning. Obviously, we all helped. There's 5 kids in our family, so we helped with cleaning as well. But yeah, it was just kind of looked at. I mean, my dad did the outside stuff, right? Cut the grass. I mean, we'd all shovel, so that wasn't. So yeah, I'm sure your family was probably about the same.
Yeah, my mom would do a lot of the cooking, cleaning, and then when I was old enough, I was doing a lot of the cleaning. My dad would do the outside stuff for sure, but yeah, generally speaking, like the women would do the cooking and then cleaning.
And then, of course, with that, if there isn't a lot of work to do outside, there obviously can be some people, just a little bit of resentment knowing that you have to do all this work inside.
Well, I think a good point to I don't know if people realize, but like a lot of the outside work, you don't have to do it every day and stuff. So like you notice if you don't do your dishes every day, right? But you don't notice if you don't cut the grass, every week. Yeah. So a lot of the chores that are like inside the house that are typically stereotypical like of women to do in the relationship, those are more noticeable, like the vacuuming, making sure the toilets are clean, right? Like you notice those things when they're dirty, right?
Yeah. So a division of household labor. So this is from a modern research here. So across North America, women do 60 to 65% of total household labor, even when they work full time.
Yeah.
Now, that's a whole nother discussion. I think we've talked about that before, about dual incomes and all this stuff. You want to talk about why the house prices are what they are and all that. We can get into a long spiel about how we ruin society by by having dual incomes, needing dual incomes, because now we can pay more for housing. We can buy those bigger cars, bigger houses, all that stuff. But then now all we're doing is working and don't even have time
not
to
really
spend.
enjoying life.
Yeah. And I think I know it's always like, oh, the stay-at-home mom, she should be paid $120,000 if you do the breakdown, all this stuff, right? Yeah, definitely true, right? But it's too bad, because if we went to that one income family and there was always a parent at home that had no problem, whether it was a man or woman, staying home, right? Depending on the family dynamic. You might not have so many issues of this because they would have that time. All the kids are at school, their kids are sleeping and stuff. I understand. Sure. Yeah, it's hard work, but also, I mean, the person who's working is working hard too. So 65% is women. In heterosexual marriages where women are the primary breadwinner, they still do 1.5 to 2 times the housework of their husband. So still in that 60 to 65% range. And men who earn the majority of household income tend to do less housework, but the gap is smaller than it used to be.
Yes.
So obviously now, as
we evolve as humans and realize that, communication is a huge part of a relationship. And
if you think too also about the jobs that people have as well, you think back in our parents' generation, a lot more laborious jobs as well.
There's a lot of manufacturing.
And physically with your hands, right? Less electronics, all this stuff. So, there's still lots of skilled labor out there that are doing stuff with their hands every day. But, I mean, even now we got nail guns for building houses, so you're not sitting there banging all day, wearing on your body as much as you used to. Okay, so so some of that information came from StatsCan, the Bureau of Labor Statistics in the U.S., APA, and Pew Research anyway. So, not just making that up, people. Gender role stress in marriages. Couples who don't openly discuss expectations around chores experience 20 to 25% higher conflict rates. And then the invisible labor, so the mental load planning organization, is one of the top 5 contributing factors in reported marital dissatisfaction. So let's talk about the openly discussing expectations and chores. 20 to 25% higher conflict rates with people who don't discuss that at all.
Yeah, 100%. I could see that. 100%.
And we've I know too. Like I can feel like throughout the course of our relationship and the ups and downs that we have, I can see, yes, like I was working more, I was working later, then I come home and just don't want to do anything, and house is a mess, and you come home earlier than me, so now you're looking at those dishes all the time, and now I think as I have a little bit different role, so my work's up and down. Sometimes I'm late, sometimes I'm home earlier. And then your shift at the hospital, that you have a lot more
longer.
you have a lot more shifts going till 5 or 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden I'm home an hour before you were used to always be home at like 3:30, and I would get home till like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So I can see that. And then also now, as time goes, as we evolve, as we watch the TikToks and the Instagrams and all that stuff and realize, right, this is the whole thing about the better every day, always getting better with your relationships. And then you hope that you can put that on to, you just help your partner out realizing that the stresses that they have. Yeah. The invisible labor, that's the big one. So we were talking about this as we were walking the dog, like right there, the invisible labor, all the planning, organizing. I don't usually do any of that.
I do a lot of the mental tasks.
So when it comes to medications, ordering medication for the kids, doctor's appointments,
thinking ahead, like
planning trips,
yeah,
passports. I don't do any of that stuff.
Yeah,
I got to renew my passport. That's another reminder for me.
Because I reminded you.
So obviously, people don't really realize that now. Also, in return to that, I mean, men's mental health, all that stuff is a big thing right now. Also, the other way around, knowing, like, let's say your husband is working the longer hours, and in a lot of cases, that's probably the case. That the men are probably working longer. They do have the more, strenuous tasks and manual labor stuff. Yeah. The women then not understanding what the man is also going through, and them not communicating this or understanding.
I can see that argument for both sides.
Yeah.
Man and woman, right? Like it always comes back to communication, right? Once you set those expectations early on in a relationship and realize, like, is this relationship going to go further than my previous ones? Like, these are things that obviously need to be talked about in relationships. Yeah. And I would hope that it's a talking point for all relationships, because this is, you get into the cycle of, resentment, hating each other, etc. if you don't communicate these very basic things.
Yeah. So here's one thing that says unequal household labor distribution is linked to higher divorce risk, especially when partners assume the other should just know what to do.
Exactly. You're assuming it, but you're not communicating right.
And I understand, yes, sometimes people are just ignorant to the whole fact and don't want to hear about it, but you really just have to say, hey, like, I'm not feeling good. I'll do it later. And you said that before. I'll just deal with the dishes in the the
but when I do that. If I have the next day off, I always say, I'll deal with that tomorrow.
Now, when I hear that now, it's, I'm done. I'm spent mentally today.
Yes.
So I can't deal with it. But for me, knowing that, and me, understanding that, I then look at that and go, okay, she's obviously burnt out from work and all this stuff, right? Stressful job. So why don't I just do it now, and then she doesn't have to worry about it tomorrow. Right? As you can see, those kind of little things.
Yes.
Even like, and then like for me today, for instance, we woke up, the kids made all these dishes last night, and I was looking at them like, oh my God, they're making macaroni at 2 a.m, I guess. I saw these dishes, right? And then I came downstairs here to do a little bit of stuff. Then I went upstairs. I was like, holy crap, dishes are done. I didn't even realize there'd be enough to put in the thing. But then for me, I'm just like, yes, dishes are done, right? And so anyway, so just helping out when you see those things. And then this one, so predefined roles or explicit agreements reduce divorce likelihood by up to 30%. Because the expectations are clear.
Exactly. You're setting the expectations and you're having an open and honest conversation, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think it just comes back to open and honest communication. Yeah. And if there's a disagreement on it, well, now we have to work through that and kind of compromise, right? Like there's nothing wrong with compromising.
And if you don't, so pitfalls for couples then, right? So we said the traditional gender roles, even if unspoken, right? People just assume, right? The guy assumes, well, the woman should be cleaning. I'm never cleaning anything. Resentment from feeling overburdened.
There's also that weaponized incompetence as well, right? Like, and both sides can do that.
Yeah. So, scorekeeping, who did more today? So just trying to fight with each other and go, oh,
I did this, and I did this, and this. And
then no regular check-in conversations, and then just assuming fairness, so 50-50. But real fairness isn't always about quantity. It's just about equity in what you're doing and how you're helping each other out. So,
and I have said before, like, relationships should never be 50-50. It should always be 100-100. And like,
we've talked about this before, right? Like, what are you today? I'm 70.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing that we're both 70% spent, or I'm at a 20. And so you got to try and help each other there. So what can you do? So divide tasks based on preference, not gender. Talk about your roles openly. Renegotiate when schedules change. Keep things flexible. Support each other without keeping score. And show appreciation for each other's contributions. And then, of course, you're going to get lower resentment, higher satisfaction, better conflict repair, lower divorce rates overall, and you'll be in the top bracket of healthy couples when it comes to this. So with that, we just talk about how we do things, which I always see people like struggling and all this stuff. So we have 3 kids. So their jobs are so let's just talk about things that we do. So I do dishes a lot of the times. Usually before I go to bed, I always make sure that I try to make sure that the sink's always clear, unless there's like only like 2 or 3 things there. But load the dishwasher, wash stuff, put on the rack. Our oldest son, he has to do the dishwasher rack. Our younger kids do the dishwasher. So I always try to make sure it's washed the night before.
Yeah.
You open it, it all air dries, whatever's left in there, moisture throughout the day. They come home from school. They know, put away their lunches. They have to empty the dishes, right? Yeah. Put away their lunch bags. And then Fridays, not only do they have to do that, check for dishes, but all of our kids have to dust, clean, and vacuum their bedrooms.
And make their beds.
If it's supposed to be done. It's supposed to be done anyways in the morning, right? We try to tell them.
Yeah.
And then we get someone to dust the main floor, and then the other kids are supposed to go to the basement and dust and vacuum the basement, because they're the ones that play down there the most. And then for us, usually you clean the bathrooms. I usually dust the rest of the house and vacuum. We kind of flip-flop. Maybe it's like 70% you doing laundry, 80% you doing laundry.
Yeah.
When it comes to folding, it's probably like 95% you. Exterior work, I try to do
100% you.
99% of that stuff, unless it's like gardening related stuff. Then we kind of just split whoever's whatever. So so that just seems to work. I don't know. It just seems to be.
But again, I think we need to go back to having, a conversation about like expectations and setting them, right? Like when you're going into a relationship, and you're moving in together, like that's a big step. A conversation needs to be had about like house rules and house maintenance and who's going to do what, and paying the bills, doing all the banking, keeping whatever you need papers wise for taxes, right? There's a lot of things to cover when you have that open and honest conversation with the other person, and just kind of like set the boundaries.
Yeah, and it helps when you have also systems in place as well for a lot of those things. Like we said, like the kids know what they do.
Yeah.
They know the days we clean, right? Friday after school, right away. Yeah. Paperwork, all that stuff. We've got folders set up.
Yeah.
Beside our pantry, hanging on the wall. So, stuff for taxes, business stuff, medical.
All goes in the
stuff
folder
to file away. So you just know that's where you put your paperwork. As soon as you get it, helps you stay organized, right? But I mean, that's taken 17. It's not just easy, right? Like that's taken 17 years
And
of
learning
marriage.
along the way,
Yeah,
right?
and fighting and arguing and all that stuff and having all these issues. Like we,
Yeah.
you know
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah.
If you would have known about this stuff, and we were lucky too, because we've mentioned on previous episodes, but if you didn't watch those, like to get married in a church, we had to do a marriage
Prep course.
for the weekend.
Yeah.
And so we did talk about these things like, what are you going to do when you have kids? How are you
Yeah.
going to split up chores?
Yeah.
Who's working? Are you both working? Yeah, all these different questions and gender roles and all that stuff and how you guys were going to do things.
Yeah.
Which actually helped kind of set the basis. Of course, we forgot about half that stuff as we get up, and then you start fighting and arguing and all that stuff. And yeah, we've done that. We've played the game of, I do more, you do more,
Yeah.
all that
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
right? Like it's all been, it's
all been had. But again, like, we also have to, I think, give ourselves a little bit of grace and be like, we didn't, no one really teaches you the stuff about compromise and having open and honest conversations in marriage. Like, no one really tells you that part, right? So you're kind of like left to be like, okay, well, I want this and you want that. And if you have two stubborn people, like, you're never gonna meet in the middle, right?
Yeah.
So I think for us, we're lucky that we do value each other's like wishes and boundaries and expectations. And, if it's something that's like totally crazy, we will be like, yeah, okay, I like that, but, I may not be able to fulfill that. Right? So I think it just comes back to having that conversation and just saying to the other person, like, this is what, like, if you're having issues on this, like, having that open and honest conversations, being like, hey, I would like you to show up more in this way.
Yeah.
Right? People will always tell you what they want from you. And it's up to the other person to either hear it or listen. Because those are two different things. You can tell someone over and over and over again, and they're just hearing you. They're not actually listening. So, and I think a lot of that, like, that always will end up in a separation. Because if you have one person, one side, that's always like, you need to show up more, you need to do this more, like, this is what I want from you, and the other person is not actually listening, like actively listening to the other person, it's not going to end well. It's not.
Here's a good question we have here. Should income influence who does what at home?
No.
Which I always find is a funny thing.
Yeah.
It's like it's like when you tip at a restaurant, and it's like, well, I ordered $100 steak, so I should give you a $20 tip. But then when I order the $10 burger, I only owe you a $2 tip. It's like, well, I make $100,000 a year, and you only make 30, so you should do more chores, even if you're also working 40 hours a week or whatever, right? Like, yeah, it's like the craziest thing to say.
Yeah.
To even the fact that, like we said, the original quote that we brought up, that they were talking about breadwinners and all this stuff, like that shouldn't matter. It should be based off of how much you work and whatever, which is the beauty when you work part-time and then you go, okay, well, today I'm going to do whatever. I'm going to go to the bank, and then I'm going to go to Costco, pick up medicine and this, and drop that stuff off. Yeah. You're not saying, well, we both make the same amount of money, which,
Yeah.
it's just,
but I don't think it's fair to say, like, well, I make more money, so I should do less at home. I can see how some people may think like that. I can see that side of the spectrum, but I don't agree with it. Just because you make more doesn't mean you don't get to show up more at home. Like, you don't show up at home. Again, you're going to be creating that resentment with the other person.
This is a fun question. What's one task you don't like doing that I do that you're like, yes, I don't hate
dishes. I hate dishes. Like hand washing dishes. I don't like, I have like a lot of sensory things, and like water is one of them. I hate the feeling of water. And at one point I did have like the rubber gloves, and then they got a hole in them, and then I just never replaced it. But I hate the feeling of water on my hands.
Yeah. And it's funny for me, like I look at the dishes, I was like, sweet. I'll just set up my computer or iPad there and like just have a movie play, like a
Yeah.
YouTube show play while I do it, or listen to a podcast. And it's like I'm not even doing.
I much rather like
That's-
I would rather fill the dishwasher and unload the dishwasher. But like physically hand washing, oh my God, no way, Jose. I hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it.
Here's a couple speed round questions to go. Who cooks more? You.
I would say, oh yeah, I say equal. Right? It depends what it is. Like
You
fresh home cooked meals,
Yeah.
me. Brown freezer food, you. Right? Like
Who cleans more? I'd still say you.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Who actually finishes their chores?
I would say we both do, but maybe you a little bit more. I don't know.
Unless it's repair work around the house. Who does
I think that's every
Who
man.
does the grocery shopping? Both of us.
Both of us now.
Who,
Now we do.
who handles the money?
You.
Mostly me, yeah. Who plans date nights? Pretty much
I try to send
me when,
hints and then be like, here.
me when I get around to it.
But I do try and send you like, hey, here you go.
Even this one's a funny one. Who gets done more in a day? It's all
Oh, well,
that's
what is it that we're getting done?
well, just tasks, I guess, in general.
If it's my day off, me. Because I usually keep my days off for like, okay, I got to go to Costco. I got to go to the dentist. I have to go to the bank. I have to do like, I have errands to run, right? Like I'm not necessarily sitting on my butt at home, not doing anything, right? So if I have a few days off during the week, if I only work 2 days in a week, I'll save one day for just relaxing around the house. I may save the other day for, cleaning, doing like getting to things that I don't get to clean on a regular basis or as often as I want to, like our shower.
Yeah.
Right. So if I have a day off or I'm like, yeah, I really need to get to that, or like mopping, like, oh, I wish I could get to mopping more, but it's really, sometimes it's really difficult to get to it.
All right, so this or that. So pick what you prefer: laundry or dishes. I say laundry. I
Laundry.
say dishes. There we go. See, I say dishes. Cooking or cleaning. That's an interesting one. Depends what we're cooking.
Yeah.
The worst part is after you cook, you have to clean.
Yeah. So I would say I like to bake more. Like if I could just do like the baking, I like doing the baking. I can make a banana bread. I can make the muffins or cookies or cake.
Yeah.
I like doing that. But I will say when it comes to cooking or cleaning, I probably rather cook.
Yeah, it depends what the cleaning is too, right? How long's the cleaning going to take, and what are we cooking?
Yeah.
Kind of turkey. There's 8 hours of your life gone.
Yeah. Well, you'll be doing that anyways.
Plan everything or wing it. I like to
What do
plan.
you
I like to plan.
plan? Yeah.
Clean as you go or one big clean.
One big clean.
It's funny. I'm looking at this like.
We do that on Fridays, right?
I mean, we also clean as we go. I mean,
Well,
obviously, if you're
yes.
keeping stuff.
Like the notice
go,
and do.
yeah.
Notice and do.
All right, so here's the personal hit list. What chore do you avoid the most?
Dishes.
I do laundry. It's perfect. What chore do you secretly enjoy? Ooh, this is interesting.
Probably I would enjoy laundry more if my laundry room was on the same floor as our bedrooms. Like that would make it my favorite task because I wouldn't necessarily need a laundry like a hamper. Like I would just get the kids to just chuck it into the wash and have it like already preloaded so that when it's full, just turn it on and set it to go.
What chore do you? I said I secretly enjoy. Did I just say
You
that?
didn't say what you
Oh, yeah,
secretly enjoy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Anything where you can just be mindless. So like vacuuming, raking, whatever. I can pop a podcast on, listen to that, or music. What's the most annoying habit I have? I guess we're supposed to say about each other.
I don't think you have, in terms of cleaning, I don't think you have an annoying habit.
Just in general, I guess.
Oh, the procrastination of getting stuff done around our house. And I think you know that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think you know that.
Oh yeah.
As I'm looking like at the door right now that doesn't have any trim on it.
What's one thing you wish I
You didn't answer.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
We talked about this on our walk. Yeah. The miscellaneous clothes on the floor. Just like,
And see, I know I do it. I do. But I'm just like, oh, I'm not
I was
going to
cleaning up clothes yesterday. I was like, I don't even know what's on this chair. I just leave it.
Yes. You know what would help if I need a hamper in our room, in our bedroom or our ensuite, so that I could just be like, there it is. Like, no, I'm being serious.
Let's see here. What's one thing you wish I'd do more often?
Finish tasks around the house.
I was gonna say bake cookies.
You think I want you to bake
No,
more cookies?
I want you to.
Oh.
I want bake more cookies.
Have you seen the price of chocolate chips?
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. Oatmeal it is. Peanut butter. Let's see what else here. Oh yeah, we talked about that stuff. So I was just gonna say a thing, to go back and forth on our favorite chores and predict each other's favorite chores. But we all know what that is. We talked about that. And just gonna scroll up here because it's so long here. There we go. Now I gotta find where that was. I just had perfect things to end. Here we go. Okay, so how can you fix your chore imbalance? So here's some of the things you can do. Weekly check-in. How are we doing balance-wise? That's one of the best things we have. Hot tubs, when you're in the hot tub.
Communication.
Talk about stuff, right? So here's a fun one. Create a task swap day to learn each other's roles. Of course, if you've never had to be a stay-at-home parent, then you never truly understand.
Or when you're if you have children, mat leave, right? I 100% believe fathers should be entitled to parental leave and should take it.
With that, yes, also divide based on what each person likes. We talked about that, right? And if you don't like something, figure out a way to hire it out.
That or compromise, right? Like
take turns.
I do it this month, you do it next month, or I do it this week, you do it next. There's always going to be a way to figure it out, have a solution to fix the issue. Everything will come back to communication. Everything.
So you can keep a list of non-negotiables and flexibles, so you kind of know what to help each other out. Obviously, check your schedules too. If you've got kids that are playing sports as well, who's taking the kids to sports? Who's, do you want to make that equal? Would you rather prefer that, one person take the kid?
Yeah.
And drop the idea that gender should decide who does what, and then prioritize teamwork and appreciation, and helping each other out as best you can.
Yeah.
Because nobody wins if you guys are sitting there screaming and yelling at each other constantly, and work together, collaboration over competition.
Yes.
I always say.
Yeah.
All right, so that's pretty much the episode today. Shout out, we forgot to do it at the front. Check out sableandco.ca. I'll put all the links in the bios and stuff, but check out Steph's business with her friend Jamie. Lots of different candles and wax melts and
shower steamers.
Shower steamers are a big one. You guys, if you guys aren't into baths, but you want to have that bath bomb experience, spa-like at home, handmade with love from us in our personal kitchen. I'm sure you can check videos and stuff we posted online there. But Sable & Co. I'll put all the links in the bio, but check them out. Handmade candles and wax melts and shower steamers and all the rest.
Yeah, awesome.
So with that, we'll see everyone next time.